Hi, I'm Dr. Keith Johnson. Jesus taught us to pray and to never stop praying. In fact, let me read to you. Luke 18:1, Jesus told his disciples, saying that they should always pray and never give up. The story of the great Oriental conqueror Tamerlane is that he said we were supposed to observe the ant. He told his friends in relating a story from his early life. He said, I once was forced to take shelter from my enemies in a dilapidated building, where I sat alone for many hours. Wishing to divert my mind from my hopeless situation, I fixed my eyes on an ant carrying a kernel of corn larger than itself up a high wall. I counted its attempt to accomplish this feat. The corn fell 69 times to the ground, but the insect persevered. The insect continued to carry the corn, and the 70th time it helped it reach to the top. The ant's accomplishment gave me courage for the moment, and as a result, I never forgot the situation, and I attribute that ant or keeping me alive from my enemies. Observe the perseverance of the ant. Have you had some unanswered prayers and given up? Have you decided that things just aren't working because no matter how many times you prayed, things just didn't seem to work out the way they were supposed to? Have you constantly wished that maybe somewhere God would speak to you and he didn't? Unanswered prayer are simply the evidence that the answer is much closer than you think. From beginning to end, the Lord's lesson and examples teach us that prayer needs to be steadfast and persistent, revived and refreshed. And we don't gather our strength from our previous prayers to get our strength for what we're praying for right now. So we need to pray and be persistent in it. The great pianist Arthur Rubinstein said, if I neglect practicing playing the piano one day, I notice it. 2 days, my friends notice. 3 days, the public notices. The old principle, practice makes perfect. Are you practicing prayer? Have you put it to work for you? Have you talked to God persistently so that he knows exactly what you want and what it is you're looking for? You've got to believe, you've got to pray, you've got to continue to try to do his will. In any of the arts, when the artist ceases to practice, we see the results. If we would only use the same level of common sense in our faith that we use in our everyday life, we'd be heading toward possibly perfection in prayer. David Livingstone's motto was, I resolved never to stop until I had come to the goal and achieved my purpose. He insisted on being victorious with God in his faith and victorious in his prayer. How persistent are you? How much do you keep praying and keep praying for something that you really want? If you don't keep praying for it, I would question how much you really want it. If you do keep praying for it, you have the opportunity to see God move and work in ways that nobody else does. If something bothers you, pray about it. Talk to God. Let God work in your life. Thank you for listening.